Hi, thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, I'm Jane Cleary. I'm a personal trainer, certified nutritionist, and menopause coach. I work with women in midlife who want to lift heavy, ditch the diet drama, and thrive through menopause with confidence, strength, and knowledge about what's actually happening in their bodies. You can find more at my website, janecleary.com.au. Now, today we're going to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention, but it affects every woman over 50, bone density. Now, I know bones sound boring compared to fat loss or glutes, but let me tell you, they are literally the scaffolding of your life. After 50, low bone density is one of the biggest reasons women end up with fractures. And fractures, well, they're the leading cause of hospitalizations, disability, and losing your independence. But here's the part most women don't realise. Bones are living tissue. They remodel, repair, and respond to stress. Even after menopause, you can rebuild and strengthen them. You just need to understand how. Let's start with the foundation, knowing your numbers. If you haven't had a DEXA scan, it's the single most important step you can take for your bones. A DEXA scan, dual energy X-ray absorptiometry, measures bone mineral density, which basically tells you how solid your bones are. It's quick, painless, takes about 10 to 15 minutes. You lie on a table and a low-dose X-ray arm scans your spine, your hips, and sometimes your forearm. Minimal radiation, no injections, no tunnel, just a few minutes and you walk away knowing exactly where your bones sit. And why does this matter? Because it gives you a baseline. And if you're thinking, I'll just lift and see what happens, well, that's kind of risky. If you already have osteopenia, which is early bone loss, or osteoporosis, which is significant bone thinning, some exercises, especially high-impact ones, need to be approached carefully. The scan also produces what's known as a T-score, which compares your bones to a healthy 30-year-old. If your score is above -1, you're in the normal range. Between -1 and -2.5, that's osteopenia. Below -2.5, osteoporosis. Now, knowing your score isn't just about numbers. It tells you where to focus, how to train, and how aggressive you can be safely. DEXA also allows you to track changes over time. Even a 1 or 2% gain in bone density in a year is meaningful, enough to reduce fracture risk. Think of it as your roadmap. Now, you wouldn't build a house without knowing the foundation is solid, right? This is your blueprint for strong bones. Now let's talk lifting. And here's where the science gets a little bit fascinating. Back in the 1890s, a German anatomist named Julius Wolff discovered that bones actually adapt to the forces placed on them. And this became what we call Wolff's Law. In simple terms, your bones respond to stress. Put a load through them and they get stronger. Remove the load and they weaken. Bones have two main layers, cortical, which is the outer hard shell, and trabecular, the spongy inside. The cortical bone remodels slower, but it carries most of your weight, while trabecular bone remodels faster and is more sensitive to hormonal changes, which is why spinal fractures are common in postmenopausal women. Lifting targets both types. Progressive overload, or gradually increasing weight or reps, is what tells your bones, we still need you strong. Now, let's get practical. Squats and deadlifts are gold. When you squat, feet shoulder width, core braced, hips back as if you're sitting in a chair, driving through your heels to stand, you're sending a powerful signal to your spine, hips, and legs. Deadlifts hinge at the hip with a neutral spine and lift with control. Hit your back, glutes, and hamstrings, the exact areas you need strong for posture and stability. Even small gains in strength over a few months lead to measurable increases in bone density. It's not about looking bulky, ladies. It's about giving your bones a reason to stay solid. And consistency is everything. Strength is foundational, but bones also respond to impact. The Lift More trial is one of the most compelling studies for women over 50s. Researchers in Australia recruited postmenopausal women with low bone mass and had them train twice a week for 8 months. The sessions included heavy compound lifts such as squats, deadlifts, and overhead presses, combined with safe impact exercises. Well, the results were remarkable. Spine bone density went up by like 2.9%, whereas the control group lost around 1.2%. Hip density improved slightly in the training group, while the control group lost density. Strength, posture, and foundational performance all improved. And perhaps most importantly, there were no vertebral fractures in the training group. The takeaway here? Heavy lifting plus controlled impact sends 2 critical messages to your bones. Resistance tells them to adapt to sustained load. Impact tells them to prepare for sudden forces, just like real life when you step off a curb or catch yourself from tripping over. Now, you can start with simple moves at home. Heel drops, for example. Simply hold onto a wall or a counter, raise up onto your toes, then drop your heels gently. Or one of my favorites, pogo jumps. Feet hip width, knees soft, small bounces on the balls of your feet. Not about height, rhythm and repetition matter. Start with around 10 to 15 seconds, rest and repeat for 3 rounds. Now, always get clearance from your doctor if you have osteoporosis. Walking alone's not going to dramatically increase bone density, but it's critical for maintaining what you already have and supporting overall health. Here's how to make it bone smart. Pick up the pace, tackle hills or stairs, and every 5 minutes add a little mini impact burst, whether that be heel drops or small hops. If your doctor clears it, a light-weighted vest can amplify the stimulus. Aim for around 6,000 to 10,000 steps or around 30 minutes of brisk walking every day. Every step counts. Now, strong bones matter, but falling is what actually leads to fractures. Balance work improves muscle strength, reflexes, and body awareness. A major study showed functional balance exercises reduced falls by 24%. Simple home exercises such as single leg heel raises and drops, holding support, lifting one foot, raising on the standing leg and then dropping gently. This trains calves, balance, and adds a safe dose of impact. Yoga, Pilates, or even just standing on one leg while doing daily tasks such as brushing your teeth also helps. Now, bones need materials. Post-menopause, estrogen drops and bone loss accelerates, but you can offset this with nutrition. Focus on calcium and magnesium, vitamin D for absorption, and protein for muscle support. Muscle itself actually protects your bones, so higher protein intake, especially paired with strength training, is incredibly effective. The timing really matters. Spread protein across meals, maintain calcium consistently, and keep your vitamin D up. Lifestyle factors such as hormones, stress, and sleep also influence bone remodeling. Bringing it all together, you now have a full roadmap. You know why bone health matters, how to measure it, and exactly what actions protect and strengthen your skeleton. And remember, this isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Every lift, Every purposeful step, every small balance challenge, and every nutritious meal is a signal to your bones that you value them and want them strong. You're not fragile. You're adaptable, resilient, and fully capable of changing your bone health trajectory, no matter where you are in midlife. And you don't have to do it alone. I invite you to come and join my Midlife Shift Show community on Facebook. I'll add the link below, where women can ask questions, share wins, and support each other on the journey to stronger, healthier bodies. And if this video gave you insight or motivation, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps YouTube show this content to more women just like you who need it. And if you want to start building strength today, I encourage you to grab my free guide, 10 Essential Exercises to Build Incredible Strength After 50. I'll also put this link in the description. You've got this, ladies. Remember, stay strong, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next video.